you're bugging here.
You're an asshole,
okay?
dude. I hope you're recording.
And that's dumb.
It's okay. Hey, guys. Unfortunately, you can step back and do this.
That's true, but it's dumb.
I know.
You know? And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna tell you again to quit pointing that camera at me because I'm gonna break it.
Demanding accountability and defending your rights against the police specifically, and the government generally, are difficult and dangerous tasks. Your right to watch the government and record what you see is a natural right that is protected by the Constitution, and it cannot be taken away by the government.
Thanks for joining me again. This video is from a live stream I did November 15th. I wasn't using my regular camera in addition to being live, and I was using an old phone. My nice new phone with a better camera is having issues with the mic at the moment, so I'm forced to use one that doesn't do as well in low light. I do apologize for that. Now, whether or not you've seen the live stream, I do think you'll appreciate this video. I've shortened it up quite a bit and included just the most important parts. I'm starting with my approach to educate the Spokane police officer on his unmarked patrol vehicle being illegal. You can see the attitude this officer has from jump. If you can't hear, and you might not be able to, as I approach, he tells me not to come any closer. As I explain to him it's an unlawful directive, he tells me he was assaulted by someone like me. I might have to look into that a little further. I'm not sure what someone like me means. Does he mean a law-abiding member of the public? Or someone specifically with cameras? Or what else? I think he means people with cameras. I guess I just assume so, because like his other order-following cult members, he is told I am a threat because I'm non-compliant. This is what started the whole interaction and scene. After that, some NPCs, or non-player characters, or sheeple, for those of you who aren't up on the latest slang, observed me confronting the officer, and this, combined with a little alcohol and knowing the officer would have their side, gave them the courage to shout obscenities at me from across the street, and even emboldened them to cross to my side and continue to shout insults. Showing his ignorance in programming, a man bun wearing soy boy even called me a turd. It was really hard not to just bust out laughing at the irony of that. There was a black security guard who had issues with me approaching the police as well. It was pointed out to me after the fact how ironic it was to see a black security guard sticking up for police breaking laws after recent events. To his credit, the security guard is clearly not an NPC. He is programmed by our corporate controllers. However, he does have the ability to reason and view things from different angles. My favorite part is this security guard is the reason things elevated. He threatened me, saying if I didn't stop putting him on camera, he was going to break it. After we de-escalated things, I was able to talk to him and give him the information he was missing to understand our side of things. I want to point out the only reason that happened is because this smart man was willing to listen. We need more people like him, and I want to commend him for being open to opposing views. It's hard to break the ties of statism, but we all must do it and help others do the same. I feel like I did a good job staying calm and not helping to escalate the situation. Schooling the cop about his unlawful directive telling me where I can and can't go felt good. It's important to let them know the fear they are trained to have of us is not real, and it is part of what makes the relationship between cops and the public they supposedly serve as big as it is. We don't treat everyone on the street like a threat, and most of us aren't armed and don't have qualified immunity. Why should they treat us as threats? Enjoy the video, my friends, and if you do, hit the thumbs up button, share it with everyone you know, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Go check out 420 RU2 as well. He was with me again and came into the scene as he realized there was a situation. Links to his channel and video are in the description.
Is this, you closed down the sidewalk or something? Did you close down the sidewalk? You can't tell me to stay away, sir. I'm walking on a sidewalk that's public and you're in an unmarked vehicle. It looks like you're impersonating a police officer. I know in the state of Washington they're not supposed to be unmarked. And I know the games you guys play to trick the rest of these people, but I'm out here to educate people. That's what I'm doing out here. So you should mark this because you make it easier for people to impersonate police officers. Don't give me unlawful orders and tell me to stand back. If I can't tell that guy to stand back for me and he can't stay away, you can't do it either. I have not broken any law. I can walk up close. I can do fine. Don't tell me to do that. That's why people have a problem with you. You give directives when you have no business doing it, okay? We're out here filming you. We're not a threat. We have no weapons.
Sir, I've been assaulted by a person like you.
I've been assaulted by a person like you. Thank you. What? Thanks. So is this guy. That's why I'm filming him. And so are you. Yeah, I've been assaulted by a guy like this. See, so you unmarking your car creates this divide because now I have to come out and film you breaking the law when you're trying to catch us all breaking the law. Film the police, man. This guy breaks the law and they defend him for it. You believe that?
What's that?
This guy drives around in an unmarked vehicle breaking law. It's a patrol car. It's illegal in the state of Washington. They can only use unmarked for like special investigative purposes and things like that. For this guy in a patrol car, he's not allowed to use it. The RCW is 46.08.65.
Technically, it's not an unmarked car because, I mean...
But it's unmarked, but what I'm saying is the law states that marking it has to have a
Are you really out here giving him a hard time?
I always give the cops a hard time.
Why?
Because they give us a hard time all the time. Victimless crimes, we're driving down the road. We don't need permission to drive our vehicles on public roads. They enforce laws.
So he's doing his job and you're out here giving him a hard
But
time.
his job is to enforce laws on victimless crimes.
With all due respect, you're being a major asshole.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just filming him. You're the one that's... I'm telling him he's breaking the law.
Where do you work at?
How is he not breaking the law?
This is something people who support order followers and the state in general say all the time. I heard a response on another video to a statement along these lines, and I thought it kind of applied here. It has to do with me referring to this guy as a man bun wearing soy boy. Now, what kind of a man, or anyone for that matter, has to rely on cops to keep him safe? I hate to break it to you, but during any violent crime, cops show up after the fact to secure the scene and for sorting through the cleanup. My guess is this attitude is why Soy Boy here is running around with his buddies on a Friday night and not with his significant other. Look, my point is, security cannot be socialized. The only way for government to even try to provide security is by the removal of our natural rights. As we can see, so far in the history of the world, this hasn't happened. Yet, I'm sure we'll keep electing new leaders, thinking they are the ones to bring the hope and change in authority humanity has been waiting for since we've been around.
Where do you work at?
Why would I tell you where I work at? I don't know you.
Then get out of here.
No, I'm in public,
Because
sir.
he's doing his job.
I know, but you know
doing his
what?
job, and that's just
But
stupid.
his job revolves around taking people to cages for victimless
So in
crime.
15 minutes when you're getting your ass whooped back there, and if you point
I
that camera
protect
at me,
myself.
you might want to point that camera somewhere else because
What
I
are you
will
gonna
break
do,
it.
brother?
I'll break it.
I'm in public, and so are you.
He's doing his job.
I'm in
Leave him
public,
alone,
brother.
okay?
Now he's gonna get out and do his job. Guys,
What's his job?
guys.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do
You
anything.
over here bugging him.
You're an asshole.
Okay?
Dude, I hope you're guys.
And that's
Don't worry, Soy Boy. I was recording, and the tape doesn't lie. Let's see who the public thinks the asshole is. Me? The guy filming cops breaking the law, who's also not making threats to anyone or breaking any laws himself? Or you? The guy yelling at a law-abiding citizen that he's an asshole just because you don't like the lawful activity I'm doing. I'm just saying, bro. It might be time to put down the statist beliefs and open your eyes to the truth. I'm serious. It's guys like this that make the statement, statism is a cult, ring true.
Guys, it's okay. Hey guys, unfortunately, you can step back and do that.
Can you say that again? Just the way you said it. Just the same way.
Unfortunately, you can step back and do that.
One more time. One more time, TJ, please, one more time.
Unfortunately, you can step back and do that.
That's true, but it's
I know.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna tell you again to quit pointing that camera at me because I'm gonna break it.
You touch my camera, that's
Okay.
going to be a problem, sir.
What problem will have? Because if you keep pointing
Well,
that
it's called
camera, we don't have a
assault.
problem.
It's called assault. We're in public,
Okay.
sir.
Doesn't do much to get an argument
That's
with
stupid.
them.
It's public.
He's doing his job.
So,
He is doing his job right now. I thank you.
So
why would you? So why would you?
it does not.
Just another asshole.
Why would you bug
Just
him?
another asshole.
I mean,
Who is?
it's his problem.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So don't worry about him.
We're doing our job, just like you're doing your job.
But
You're doing
in
your job.
but in 10 minutes.
You guys are the ones that created the problem. You guys are the ones yelling at us and all this.
We just think they're assholes.
Well, I think you're an asshole, so we're even. There you go.
Same opinion.
Yeah, there we go, bro.
He's a good cop. If he's a good cop, I have nothing wrong with him.
Yeah, I'm not the. You're not the first person. You won't be the last.
For real, like just go around just filming people.
But I mean, if you guys are...
Well, mainly cops, but you wanted to be in front of the camera, so now I'm filming you.
He's worried about it.
I can't stand
He
it.
has a thing about unmarked cars.
Because they're illegal. They're breaking the law.
I know,
Anyway,
you
simple.
just fucking, you baited the guys that are supposed to be keeping us safe.
Any rational thoughts of his own must be tied up in the bun of hair on the back of his head instead of in his brain. Again with the keeping us safe stuff. You remember who's keeping you safe if you ever have a home invasion. You can call the cops while the criminals are there and wait for the cops to come take the report and maybe catch the bandits. As for me, I'll handle that situation myself at the time it happens. Do you guys see what statism does? This guy is so upset that I can and am flexing my natural rights. I'm doing something his masters at this point still give us permission to do on paper. However, they don't approve of it, and his programming reflects that.
I did nothing. You're the one that started yelling from across the street.
Over there, we heard you.
Yeah, I film him, and I talk to people that are listening
I
live.
don't know if you were filming. From over there, we heard what you were saying about him.
Yeah, I was talking to him because he's an illegal car. But I was talking to him, not you. So what the hell are you doing?
Anyway, guys. But in
He's right. From across the street, I was talking about what I was doing. If you want to watch the full unedited live stream of this, you can see I was telling people that were curious I always film the police and they should too. I was also telling my viewers where I was going and what the cop was doing. I even mentioned how my intention was to stand in the sidewalk visible to drivers because usually they see me with my camera and slow down. I stated my reason for doing it was to keep people from being pulled over. Yet to a programmed statist, I am baiting this order follower. How am I baiting him while doing a lawful activity? Does that mean anyone doing a lawful activity in front of this corporate gangster is baiting him? Possibly even Man Bun himself?
marked car though, right? So let's just say, pay attention to him. Let's just say, right?
I know, it just bugs me. I'm sorry.
Let's just say there's something going on, right?
I know.
Somebody comes up to you and they're whipping your ass. This car pulls up, right?
I'm not going to stop this too much more because the rest is pretty self-explanatory. I just couldn't help it here. My mic didn't pick it up too well, but 420RU2s picked up another gem by this officer. That's 420 on the left of the screen. A link to his full live stream is in the description. Check it out. For now, here is a teaser of it and what this order follower just said. So far, this guy is turning out to be a dangerous cop if you just listen to what he is saying.
I know, it just bugs me. I'm sorry.
I know.
It bugs me.
I know, I understand. It does us too.
Can you say that again? Just the way you said it. Just the same way.
I know, I understand. It does us too.
So I don't need cops. I don't need them to. They don't protect us. What they do, the only crimes they prevent or stop in the act of happening are like speeding, running stoplights, not having your car registered. If someone gets robbed, they get a call. They show up.
No, it's not.
Anyone can solve that. Like you and your friends can solve that crime. That's all I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, and I'm not saying like these guys are bad guys. I don't like their job. That's what I'm saying. Like I understand people come home.
Yeah.
Negative.
I see what you're saying now. Okay.
All right. Hey man, I got kids. No, dude. If I break the law, they hold me accountable. So that's what I'm doing. And you know, this guy, it's not his fault because he's been told by his superiors that what he's doing is legal. And so what they tell me is, we'll talk to my superiors. Well, they're the ones that gave him the thing. Well, if you read the law, it's very specific what they can use it for.
This is the first time I'm getting into the part of RCW 46.08.65 that deals specifically with exemptions to marking cars for sheriff's offices, police departments, and any other local peace officers under public authority in the state of Washington. I'll read it as written and then explain how local order followers lie to convince the sheeple it's not illegal for them to use these unmarked cars for patrolling. It reads, "This section shall not apply to vehicles of a sheriff's office, local police department, or any other vehicles used by local peace officers under public authority for special undercover or confidential investigative purposes. What local departments say this means is sheriff's offices are exempt, police departments are exempt, and local peace officers under public authority may use them for special undercover or confidential investigative purposes. The problem with reading it this way is we have these crazy things called commas and rules of grammar in the English language. The commas in the sentence mean this is a list of organizations, those being sheriff's departments, police departments, and any other local peace officer under public authority. See how these corporate gangsters use statism? They know our unquestioning support of our democratically elected officials leaves us blindly following our masters. Very few actually look at the RCW and see the truth.
But they create these, well, you're probably a DUI task force or something like that?
No, I'm not.
You're like a senior, I guess, yeah, you got some stripes, so you're a senior, like a sergeant, captain, I don't know what the rank is. I assume you're higher up if you have this. That's the only reason the cities are supposedly allowed to have them is superiors. They can't just, not patrol cars can have these. It's clear in the law. I know you're going to play dumb, but that's pretty clear.
I'm not playing dumb.
Well, so you think this is legal? Your car?
It's already been looked into, and I'm not going to.
Have you looked into it though? Because
I'm not going to get into the conversation. So
he isn't playing dumb, but he knows enough not to incriminate himself in this situation by claiming to know it's legal. It's been looked into, he says. Maybe I'll try that next time I argue the validity of a statute they are adhering to myself or someone around me. I wonder if the judge accepts that answer if you're fighting a ticket for a victimless crime. It's clear to me after confronting several of these order followers on this issue, they don't look into it for themselves. They just regurgitate the answers given to them by the marketing department, the public information officers, which, as I've shown, if you question just a little bit, you can see are lies or misinformation.
I'm not going to.
But what I'm saying is, so if I was pulled over, I would be held liable, and you wouldn't be able to say, like if I was driving someone else's car, I wouldn't be able to say, can you call my brother? It's his car. You'd take me to jail, not my brother. So that's what I'm saying. So it's very convenient that you have a badge and a gun, and you can say, talk to my superiors. That's all I'm saying, dude. The rest of us are put at higher risk because it's easier to impersonate a police officer. If you would just put a decal on there, it makes it harder to impersonate you, and then that actually helps public safety. That's all I'm saying, man.
So what happens though if you're getting pulled over?
You know that RCW by chance that it is?
46.08.65.
Look that up. It talks about the unmarked
Pulled over,
cars.
are you not gonna stop them?
Well,
420 RU2 and I stayed for a while and talked with the security guy. We shared some of our stories with him, and he had a good understanding of why we do what we do and left on very good terms. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on the unedited live stream of this. I'm not including it here because this video was a story focusing on a dangerous cop and how he doesn't think about his actions when following orders. I also wanted to highlight what a strong statist belief can do to blind ordinary people to truths. I encourage you to check out my sources for yourself. They are all listed in the description. Don't forget to check out 420RU2 for his video and sub his channel if you like his style. If you like my content and want to see more of it, consider getting a hat, shirt, or some other questionable authority gear from the merchandise store. I'm working on a new design right now, it's just not quite ready for release yet. A link to the store and all QA platforms is in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the like button and share it with everyone you know. Find us on Twitter as well as censorship-free platforms like BitChute and Steemit or DTube. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to smile at someone you don't know every day.